there, fellow travelers and eaters. Mark here, and today we're here in Louisville, Kentucky, home of the Kentucky Derby and all kinds of fantastic treats. And today we're going to talk about what you should eat when you come here to Louisville, from the hot brown to the bourbon to so much more that you're not going to expect. Because honestly, Louisville gets ranked as one of the top food cities in the U.S. year after year, and for good reason, okay? So let's get started with what you need to eat. And I think the first thing we have to start with is the hot brown, okay? If you're not sure what a hot brown is, it's okay. It's a thing that's just here in Louisville. It's actually from the Brown Hotel, actually in downtown. You can actually go there and get it. I had it last night. It was amazing. Also, the cocktails there, super fantastic, but I'll get to that later. But the hot brown, what it is, like I told Jocelyn, it's like the perfect after Thanksgiving mashup of amazingness. But it's so much more than that, okay? That's a bad description, but it just gives you this wonderful feeling. And what it is, they'll say it's toasted bread on the bottom, and then roasted turkey breast, and then they have this moray sauce. Oh my God, it is so rich, it's so thick, it's so amazing. And then tomatoes and bacon, and then they put pecorino romano cheese on top. Oh my God, it's I can't put it into words how fantastic it is. And you eat this, I mean, it is a calorie bomb. I mean, you will walk out there going, oh my God, I'm so full. Like, don't feel bad if you don't finish it, but it is truly a taste treat. I mean, I loved it, and I couldn't finish it all. That gives you an idea of how much it is, like how fortifying it is. But honestly, the hot brown is like the thing to have here, because a lot of the other stuffs I'm going to talk about here, you can find other places in Kentucky, but that's one thing that really is a Louisville specialty, okay? Now, another thing you have to have when you do come here is obviously the bourbon. We're on the Bourbon Trail. Bourbon is a Kentucky thing. If it's not from Kentucky, could you really call it bourbon? I don't know about that, because Kentucky's a place to be. And when you're here, you can actually do the Bourbon Trail. I mean, you can drive around or have drivers drive you around to the distilleries outside of town. But honestly, you don't even have to leave Main Street in downtown to hit a bunch of different distilleries. So you can get a taste of an Evan Williams, or you can get an Angel's Envy and see their process for making the whiskey and learn about it as well. Because what's cool is you get to drink the bourbon when you're here, but also learn about it and enjoy it. So have some bourbon when you're here. And I will say is, don't think you only drink bourbon straight. Don't just have it for the tour. Because my next eat/drink for you is bourbon cocktails. There are so many bourbon cocktails when you're here in Louisville. Like, I can't list them all, okay? There's the old fashioned, which is one that is old fashioned. That's the tried and true bourbon cocktail. But if you go to the Brown Hotel, you can have Ali Smash. I mean, it's another bourbon cocktail. Any kind of bourbon cocktail you can have when you're here, get it. You might see bourbon infused slushies. I mean, bourbon and more bourbon is what you're gonna have when you're here. And that leads us into the official drink of the Kentucky Derby, and that is the mint julep. Okay, mint julep is bourbon, shocking, I know, simple syrup and mint. That's it. I will tell you this, it is a strong drink, and a lot of people come here thinking they have to drink that over and over again. Look, have one and then move on to something else. Have that old fashioned, have something else, because mint julep is not for everyone because it is so strong. So if you're going to Derby or you're just going downtown, have one and then move on, and you'll notice the locals, they don't drink those as much as you think, okay? And if you're looking for an adult beverage that is not bourbon based, another drink you could have is the Lilly, okay? The Lilly is another popular drink at Derby, and what you have is, it's vodka, not bourbon, no, vodka, lemon and lime juice, cranberry juice, and then some orange liqueur, and it is the most refreshing drink you can imagine. I mean, I had one yesterday. It's been hot here in Louisville. I mean, it gets hot here. Okay, just doesn't matter. It's spring, summer, fall. You can have some hot days. And I had that. I'm like, oh man, that is nice and relaxing. And if you're at Derby and it's one of the hot derbies and it's hot outside, the Lilly is going to taste a lot better, a lot more refreshing than a mint julep. But the thing is, I realize not everyone likes alcohol, and that's totally fine. Because honestly, if you just want to drink the tap water, yes, the tap water in Louisville gets rated as some of the tastiest tap water in America. So just have them keep refilling your glass, and you'll be fine with that water. And maybe after too many mint juleps and bourbons, that might be all you want to drink the next day, all right? Now, another tasty treat that I've had when I'm here, and relates to Derby, is Derby pie. If you're not sure what Derby pie is, if you've ever had pecan pie, well, imagine a pecan pie, but it's made out of walnuts and with chocolate chips in it. It is phenomenal. I mean, I like pecan pie, but dude, Derby pie is the bomb. You've got to get that when you're here. Restaurants will serve it. If you're at the airport, they literally sell like mini ones or full-size ones that you can take home with you. Get one and take one home. Derby pie is fantastic. And another sweet you should have when you're here are Bourbon Balls. And so what a Bourbon Ball is actually, you'll see all the distilleries all around town. You'll see a lot of whiskey-infused chocolates. A Bourbon Ball is basically a chocolate ball, you know, and it's infused with bourbon, and then it has like a walnut on top. It's really, really nice. Again, you can pick it up at the airport if you want, but honestly, if you can grab some of those treats, it's really good. The bourbon-infused candies, but specifically the Bourbon Balls, definitely something to grab when you're here. Now, I would be remiss if I was in the state of Kentucky and didn't mention one of their most famous exports out there, one of the most famous entrepreneurs, Colonel Sanders. He's actually Colonel Sanders, you know, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Colonel Sanders. He's actually buried here in Louisville, okay? Now, I'm not saying get Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm saying getting the fried chicken when you're in Louisville, Kentucky, you'll be happy with it, all right? So definitely try to grab some, you know, fried chicken. And honestly, hot chicken here, look, hot chicken is just not a Nashville thing. Hot chicken here in Louisville is well worth getting as well. And I know I'm going through these kind of traditional U.S. fairs, but I think it's also important to note that one of the reasons why Louisville gets ranked so high in the foodie scene is because there's a lot of different international food when you are here, because Louisville's kind of a crossroads with the airport and the highways and all these things, that you have a lot of different people that have come through here, a lot of different cultures have come through here or passed through here, and some have stayed to open up restaurants. If you want good Cuban food, they actually have good Cuban food when you are here. Yes, have your rice and beans and your yuca and your ropa vieja. I mean, there's a lot of great Cuban food you can have when you're here. But you don't want Cuban food? Vietnamese food? Yeah, have some pho when you're here. You can get great Vietnamese food. Heck, I saw Ethiopian restaurants when I was here, Brazilian restaurants. It is a great city for not just traditional kind of Midwest Southern foods, but it's great for international fare as well. So don't just stick with the fried chicken and bourbon and hot brown. Go explore more. Take in all the different food that's here. The local pizza's even great too. And if you notice behind me, it seems kind of weird that there's a Joe's Crab Shack right behind me here in Louisville, but this is gonna sound really weird. Another thing you can have when you're in Louisville, due to those crossroads and stuff, is actually seafood. Yeah, Louisville actually has decent seafood. I mean, we're in the middle of the country, yet there's good seafood. I mean, I know there's a river right there, but what the heck? It's with the airplanes coming through and all the transport, you actually get good seafood when you're here. So maybe try some crappie, because they actually know how to cook it here, or catfish. And I know those are river things, but also you can get seafood here as well. So that's kind of a nice thing to have. So maybe have that shrimp and grits when you're here. So I'm just saying. And then I want to mention one thing. If you are here in Louisville and you do want to have chili, don't be surprised if the chili comes on top of spaghetti. Yes, that Skyline chili stuff from Ohio, that kind of stuff. You actually get that here in Louisville as well. So just know, if you order the chili, it might be on some spaghetti. All right, so I hope this helps you know some of the things you should eat when you come here to Louisville. If you want to learn more, Charleston's got all kinds of videos on what to eat in different states around the country, different states around the world. You want to learn how to make that old fashioned or that mint julep? She has on her channel as well. So hit that subscribe button. She puts out drink videos every Friday and travel food videos either from me or Jocelyn every Sunday. So have a great time. I'll say bye from here in Louisville. I'm gonna go hit the Bourbon Trail during the day because why not? Cheers, have a great time here in Louisville.